Hello and welcome to the Best Today podcast. I am your host, Shantae Grant, and today I'm giving you an update as promised in an August episode 74, where I talked about 1 month off of social media. And one thing I learned, if you are not aware, in the month of July, I, along with my team, as well as our community members and a lot of our audience, went on a social media reset where we shut off all social media for the month of July. And so in August, I gave you an update on what that was like, and I promised an update on what August was like in September. So here we are. So I will continue to give you these updates as they make sense, kind of really helping you to see how I'm thinking through this. One thing that is for certain and that's very clear that I made clear in episode 74 was just that I realized taking, I think it was like 32, 33 days off of social media. And when I say social media, I only use Instagram, that I just didn't miss it. Don't need it in my life much. I love using it for work because I get to connect with, really that's where I connect with new people. And then we take the relationship off of Instagram and either into the Best Today community, which is the best place to be, our email insiders list, or our text squad, usually both, because that's where we do our communicating. And in the community is that's where relationships are built and connections are made. And really the difference is made. The impact is, what is the word I'm looking for? That's where the life happens. That's where the stuff happens, in that community. And so it's really difficult, I believe, to be in community with someone on something like social media, because it's not one-to-one, it's one to millions. Because Instagram's also going to show you stuff you didn't ask for. Whereas in the community, it's just community, and it's crafted and created the way you want and need. And so all that to say, when we got through the month of July, I knew how I utilized Instagram, which was already very clear and with boundaries and not a lot of time. I just knew I could do even less, and like significantly less, like 98% of what I did before, if not more, like cut that out. So social media reset was in July. You can read more about that. I'll put links in the show notes to the episode where we talked about the social reset. I'll link to the episode where we came back from the social reset. And I'll also link to a really important and really good, like I took my time on this blog post, so please go read it. A blog post that is on our blog from August 4th, 2022. And it's entitled, Reflections After 31 Plus Days Off of Social Media. I want you to go read that as well. That's going to be linked in the show notes. Really, really gives you the why behind why I decided to do it, and really my thought process about really the use of social media in the first place. I'm really doing more, some deep thought in that blog post. So I really think I know it will be of value for you to go and read it. You can find that at Best Today. You can find that at besttoday.co/blog. And it is it was written on August 4th, 2022, Reflections After 31 Plus Days Off of Social Media. Okay. So in the last episode 74, where we talked about this, I didn't know what those new guidelines or boundaries would be, and what it would look like. And I'm still really developing them as I go, but I wanted to give you an update on what I've done. And so I'm going to give you 3 things that I've done that has helped me to be even more intentional with my limited use of Instagram. Number 1, it's only on my work phone. So for me, I have a work cell phone and I have my non-work cell phone. And if you only have one phone and you're like, okay, well, how does that work if I only have one phone? You can use Instagram on your computer. Did you know that? You can see live stories, read posts, check DMs, all of that on a computer. Did you know that? Number 2, you can also put the app further back so that it's not like right there in your face when you open the phone or slide your phone over. So that's number 1, really just keeping it in the place that matters, where I use it most for work on the work phone. Number 2, I consume once a week, if that. And, after going 30 plus days without any consumption, without knowing what was going on in someone's backyard or their meals, I was up to date on people who I connected with through their emails. But it really, now when I go back and I see things, it's not entertaining. For the most part, it's just not entertaining, which also allowed me to slim down my following list as well. Some people I unfollowed because I'm getting their content from their blog and I'd rather just read it there, or I'm on their email, or I'm in their community, or I'm on their text, right? And some I just realized, no more. I didn't miss them in the 30 days, right? And even when I consume, let me be clear, it's only people that I follow, and I'm going directly to the place. Like I'll think of, oh, I wonder whatever happened with X. Let me go to her page and see if she has an update on that. So I go directly to the place I want to go, watch, read, and then I'm done. There is no scrolling. So limited time consuming, only people I follow, no scrolling, going directly to them. Number 3, I don't document as much anymore. And that's really been what has saved, like completely cut the time down. You know, I don't have this inclination anymore to just record everything and share it. And I wasn't really not recording everything, but there was a lot of times where I'm no longer working in the day, but something might happen. I'm like, oh, I want to capture that. I want that. I want to show how this is an example of this and really share this with, you know, my followers. But it's so freeing because this also means I have my phone with me less because I don't need to capture this and that and that. And I read something recently that said, this isn't verbatim, but essentially this is what it said. And maybe it is verbatim, but this is what I recall of it. And this is the heart of it. Influencers, right, will tell you to quit your job so you don't have to work all the time and you can live more. But they forget that they've turned their life into work. Now, first caveat, don't come for me. If you're an influencer, I understand this is not true for every influencer and that there are influencers out there who have exceptional boundaries, healthy boundaries, but there is a foundation of truth to this. And if you don't understand that there is a foundation of truth to this, we probably can't have a healthy conversation about it anyway. There's a foundation of truth to this for any person who has influence, whether or not you consider yourself an influencer, because I do not consider myself, I am not an influencer in terms of my profession, but I am a person with influence, which by definition makes me an influencer, not by profession, but by design, right? I love sharing what I'm learning, how I'm living, how I'm practicing Best Today principles, but because I'm doing that all the time, like literally all the time in my life, I have to pick and choose because I don't want to turn my life into work, because I will always be a walking, talking Best Today billboard and example because I created the principles and concepts and I live them out. But I also get to choose when I will share and what I will share. And now I have just decided to be far more limited in that. So those are 3 things that have really, been put in place in the month of August. Only on my work phone, only consume limited time and going directly to where I'm going, no scrolling and not documenting as much, understanding that while I created this company and there's so many parts of my life I would love to share because I think it's a great teaching moment, and also because I just really enjoy having those connections with my audience, that is just far more limited than it was before. At Best Today, we exist to help women just like you be your best one today at a time. So each week on the podcast, we are going to highlight your stories and your voices. So let's see what's in the inbox today. This week, we have a 5-star Best Today Guide review from Emmy, who writes, redefine what best means for you. The Best Today Guide helped reshape what the word best today means for me and helped me shed the shoulds that I had accumulated when I was using just a regular planner. Shante guides you all the way through the guide, so all you need is the heart to begin. The Best Today community is also a huge part of actually living proactively and intentionally with a wonderful, encouraging community. And you can ask Shante all the questions that you have about the BTG, Best Today Guide. It's a new way of looking at life. Thank you so much, Emmy. Emmy is a wonderful part of the Best Today community. I really cannot imagine it without her. And so thank you so much for sharing that 5-star review of the Best Today Guide. If you want to learn more about the Best Today Guide, you can go to besttoday.co/see inside, SEEINSIDE, to see inside of the actual Best Today Guide. You can also take our quiz that will tell you which product is best for you to get started with or your next product at besttoday.co/quiz. Everything you need is at besttoday.co. And remember that with the purchase of your Best Today Guide, you get your first month free in the Best Today community. So what are you waiting for? Take those fingers now to besttoday.co. So yeah, those have been the three things. We have so many things coming up throughout the rest of this year at Best Today, one of which I cannot wait to tell you all about. You already heard last week about our upcoming in-person events. If you haven't, please tap back and listen to that episode because we want to see you there. Oh, hold on. Was it not this last episode? Tap back to the episode 79. Yeah, that's when it was. Episode 79, where I talk about our live event. Please go back and listen to that. If there are still tickets even available, there may still be tickets for January by the time this comes out, but please go and check. But even I can't wait to tell you about this new product. I cannot wait. So we have these things coming. So I will be on social to share with those because that's where a lot of people learn about us in that initial walk by. I always say like Instagram. Actually, I did not create this. I heard someone else use this analogy and I thought it was great that, Instagram is like walking by a store and seeing the storefront. But then when you come in, that's like when you're in the community or you're on the email list or you're on the tech squad, because that's when you're going to get to have the conversations with people. And it goes beyond just what you see, the pretty image on the outside, right? So we have so many things coming up. I will be sharing those on social, but I'm going to tell you, you're going to get it last. So please make sure that you are actually connecting with us at Best Today on our email list at besttoday.co/email. And I will put that in, all of this will be linked in the show notes, besttoday.co/email. Our tech squad, you can go to besttoday.co/text or text join to 404-737-1002 to join the tech squad. That's how you can stay connected to us. But the very best way, of course, is to be in our Best Today community, our online platform, digital platform that is created for people who want to live a life of intention. Come and be surrounded by women from across the globe who are all focused on the same thing as you and at varying stages of the process, right? So come on in and be welcome there. Your first 3 days are always free so that you can come in and see if it's what you need. BestTodayCommunity.com. But make sure you're not just relying on Instagram. Listening to this podcast, excellent. But getting on the email list, besttoday.co/email, or joining the tech squad, besttoday.co/text or 404-737-1002 is the best way to get that first-hand content and some exclusive content that I create just for our email and tech squad. Okay, that is my update. If you have not done a social media reset where you take a specific amount of time off of social media, I really want to recommend you give it a try. No, let's not say that. I recommend that you do it. I recommend 2 to 4 weeks minimum. I really think 30 days is fantastic, but I want to invite you to give it a try. And I want you to go and read my blog post because maybe this will help you in giving it a try. For those of you who feel reluctant, go back and read that blog post from August 4th, 2022. It's called Reflections After 31 Plus Days Off of Social Media. It is insightful. And I share excerpts from 2 books that I read on the concept of our digital use as a culture. I'm going to link to that blog post in the show notes, or you can find it at besttoday.co/blog. Thank you for being present with me for this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. Until next time, remember that you are capable and worthy of being your best one today at a time. And you have everything you need to have everything you want. So go on and shout it out as you live it out. This is what my best today looks like. I'll talk to you in the next episode. If you enjoyed this week's episode of the Best Today podcast, you are going to love the Best Today guide. Our Better Than a Planner guide teaches you how to get clear on what you want, identify your self-destructive habits and behaviors, and intentionally create space to prioritize yourself every single day. Don't go the journey to being your best one today at a time without the Best Today guide. See inside its pages and order yours today at besttodayguide.com. Even better, when you order the Best Today guide, we gift you with your first month free inside of the Best Today membership. So what are you waiting for? We're giving you everything you need to trade busy for intention. Go to besttodayguide.com and order yours today and join thousands of women across the globe proclaiming each day, this is what my best today looks like.